Open your AuctionsPlus app and go to the menu on the bottom right corner. Select Forward Plus, which will take you to your current and past listings. To create a new listing, we're going to hit Create New in the top right corner. To create a listing, we'll go through 4 steps to capture all the data points the processors require to feel confident making an offer on prime stock online. The idea here is to closely replicate the phone calls required to sell to a processor. Firstly, we'll go through the basic details, which include stock type, number of head, delivery dates, trading details of the vendor, where the stock are located, whether they are vendor bred, trucking access, breed details, age, and weaning information. When selecting hoggets or mutton, additional information about sex composition will also be required, and there'll be no question about weaning. Next is the assessment, which includes a mob average fat score, a dress weight bracket the stock will fit, and the live weight range, with the option to include an average as well. For both the fat score and the dress weight brackets, you'll need to enter a percentage that the mob fits into. For example, you may have 80% that are a 2 score and 20% fitting a 3 score. Further to this is the wool length, shearing details, feed type, seed and burr information. Selecting feedlot will prompt details of the confinement period, and selecting grass-fed will prompt further details of their grazing conditions. And both will request further information about the local rainfall within the past month. For seed and burr, selecting anything other than nil for these fields will drop down a comment box to include further commentary. Finally, in this section is the option to include whether you have physically inspected the lot at the time of creating the listing. Next is the accreditations and comments section, where a number of accreditations are available to select from. Here you will also input withholding period and export slaughter interval details based on any health treatments provided. Selecting yes to either of these will prompt the input of further details about the product, the treatment date and the length of the withhold or ESI. Then you have the opportunity to include any further commentary. For example, these lambs were the lead 400 of 1200. Finally, add your media. You may not be in farm to do this, so you can save the lot as a draft and get your client to send through some photos. Hitting publish will result in the listing being live on the offer board, ready for processors to put offers forward. You may save the listing as a draft to publish at a later time. From the processor's perspective, the dashboard is where they'll browse listings and make offers. This offer board page displays all current listings, and a processor is able to navigate easily using their preset saved filters. They can indicate what they deem a trade lamb, for example, and the filters will display any falling within that bracket. The lot details displayed on the overview is the minimum amount of information a processor needs to decide whether they would like to look further into that listing or to move on. If they wish to investigate a listing further, they can click through to open up the media and full lot details. This will open up to display all photos and videos, key details which include the vendor's name, delivery period and trucking access, and the listing agent's details are displayed here as well. Moving down the page, all the data points entered previously in the listing are displayed here. The processor can then look through and decide on suitability. Furthermore is any comments and a drop pin location of the listing. Once the buyer decides they'd like to make an offer, they can go up to the top right and select the offer button. To make an offer, a processor can select from their preset saved grids to quickly enter prices for each weight bracket specific to their plant. They can also edit a price on the fly if they need to. On the right is where they'll nominate their delivery options, which can either be an on-farm pickup or a price delivered to the plant. Next is the offer type, where they can place an offer on a lot as it is or request a modification. The offer validity is determined by the processor and can be 12, 24 or 48 hours. They can then input a skin price or that it will be a tender of the day. Their contact details are pre-filled where known, so they simply need to select their preferred delivery period, which can be a day or a number of days. On the right-hand side, they'll see the listing summary, which notes the dates the stock are available. The processor can then select dates outside this window, however a note will pop up to say the stock may not be the correct weight and to consider any withholding periods or ESIs. The delivery location is either set or a drop down of multiple locations depending on the business. And finally, the offer conditions are listed at the bottom. Generally, these are set and forget, but they can edit on the go at any time. Once happy with their offer, they will hit submit and be taken to the offers page, where they will be able to see any offers they have pending, accepted and declined. Here, they may also withdraw or edit an offer at any time, so long as the agent hasn't responded. We went through save filters and preset grids before. The preferences section is where these filters, grids, weight brackets and offer conditions will be managed. Processors can set their weight brackets here with as few or as many weights as they'd like. Next is their offer grids, where again they can have as many as they'd like, and they'll come here to amend prices on a regular basis in line with their operation. Saved filters will assist in ensuring they are seeing stock they wish to see, and they'll also be able to opt in to being notified about listings which fit their criteria. Finally, their offer conditions are managed here, which will be sent as part of any offer submitted. From the agent's perspective, reviewing any offers put forward will be managed in the same place you start to create a listing. There'll be a little number to indicate how many offers that listing has had, and you'll click through for further information. Here we'll review George Stanley's offer, where he has put an offer forward on the lot as is. Clicking through, we'll see he has provided us with an offer valid for 48 hours, and he is offering an on-farm pickup with his grid attached. We can then scroll down to see which plant he is purchasing for and how far from the vendor's pin drop the plant is, as well as George's preferred delivery dates. Further down, we can read through the offer conditions and finally accept or decline the offer. We can click back to review the other offer. Clicking through, we'll now take a look at Sean Carter's offer, where he is asking for a modification to the listing. Sean has provided us with an offer valid for 48 hours, an on-farm price, however has noted he can only fit 200 head on the truck he has going past the vendor's location. Again, we can see where he's purchasing for and his preferred delivery dates. When ready, select Accept Offer, which will notify the buyer. When a listing has multiple offers, accepting one will automatically reject the others put forward on this lot. Reach out to the team to learn more.